the moment that really broke my spirit in terms of like believing in the structure of America was I had gangsters and, you know, hopefully not future killers walking through the hallways on a regular basis, you know. I'm trying to keep them out of jail, you know, do this, do this, do this. But every once in a while, you just had a kid that just needed support. He just needed help. He needed a hug. He needed an Xbox to keep him in the house so he didn't get involved in the streets. And so this one kid was definitely out of place. He was just truant. And low-key, he was just depressed. His aunt had got murdered, and that fucked him up because he was closer to his aunt than his own mom. His mom was on some weird religious shit, you know, how some elders are. And he wasn't getting along, so he was just not going to school. He was just staying home and playing piano. And so this boy comes to my office, and I'm like, all right, listen, mom, your son don't need to be here. I understand you got problems with the truancy, When we go to the judge, we're going to do this, 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 and this to keep your son out the system. Because if your son gets in the system, chances are shit just going to get worse for him. Mother was like, cool. We got to court, and I never forget, I'm trying not to get emotional, like, because this shit sticks with me. We got into the court, and I got my little reports, guardians, and all the lawyers and shit, you know, because it's just kind of process for everybody, because it's little niggas in there all day, every day, you know, with different crimes and shit. I do my little report, and I say, Judge, we request therapy and a couple meetings a month to check in, and he should do this, 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 and this. And the judge, and this is one of the good judges, because some of these judges ain't shit. Judge is about to say, all right, cool. And his own mama stood up and said, Judge, I want my son on probation. And I couldn't say nothing. And I looked at the judge like, my nigga, like, the judge was like, I hereby probation, yada, 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 for how long? I just walked out there. Like, I walked out. I didn't say nothing to the mom. I didn't say nothing to the kid because I was like, I'm going to end up in front of a judge if I don't get out of here right now. That was because that's a mom that, you know, unfortunately, through a series of failures, thinks this system is for her child and doesn't understand how these systems really work, didn't trust me. We can get into how little black boys are regarded in society, how having a black son that doesn't behave well becomes this like scarlet letter for a parent. And so you overreact to your son's reasonable misbehavior under, you know, societal circumstances. And a judge that had to follow the rules, not in the interest of the child, but to protect the court. Because if he says, no, mom, I don't think your son needs probation, I'm going to abide by my better judgment, the judgment of the social work, et cetera. Then if he does get into a fight, you know what I'm saying, get his head crack somebody's head over some whatever, then the state gets sued. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that is the structure of our society, especially for black people in general. And once I saw that, like that was 2018. I was out of there in a couple months. And then 3 years later, I was like, when viral went, I was like, you know what? If it means I get to check out of the program that I'm trying to subvert, we're going to do that.